Hello and welcome back. Please open up your code book to page 168 and we are going to be discussing 12-3034, maximum number of insulated conductors in a box. Please keep in mind when you read 12-3034, it talks about insulated conductors. So sub-rule 1, boxes shall be of sufficient size to provide usable space for, and here's the key thing you want to underline, all insulated conductors. This does not pertain to uninsulated conductors as we see right here. So in sub-rule A, an insulated conductor running through a box with no connection therein shall be considered as one insulated conductor. So what we're trying to do with this rule is determine the minimum size of box that you require. So we have to do basically counting of the number of conductors in the box. We have to use other items, for example, the number of wire nuts that are in the box to determine the box size that's required. So to determine a box size, so where you have an insulated conductor running through a box with no connection therein shall be considered as one insulated conductor. As you see in this example, we have one insulated conductor coming through the conduit, no connection, and running out of this box. That would count as one conductor. Sub-rule B, each insulated conductor entering or leaving a box and connected to a terminal or connector within the box shall be considered as one insulated conductor. So in this example here, we have three runs of conduit. The three, for example, black conductors are all connected to each other with one common wire nut. These count as three conductors within the box. Much like the white conductor right here counts as three conductors within the box. At this time, like I said earlier, the bonding conductor is not insulated, so therefore we do not count these bare bonding conductors. So far, for example, in this example over here, we have 6 conductors within this box. Sub-rule C, an insulated conductor of which no part leaves the box shall not be counted. So for example, if you were just bringing conductors into a box and they were dead ending right here, that would not count. And number 18 and number 16 AWG fixture wires supplying a luminaire mounted on the box containing the fixture wire shall not be counted. So for example, if you had let's say a device box in the ceiling and you're going to mount a luminaire, the number 16 and number 18 conductors from that luminaire do not count for your box fill. Next, sub-rule 2, except as provided for in sub-rule 3 and subject to the details given in sub-rule 1, boxes of the nominal dimensions given in table 23 shall not contain more insulated conductors of a given size than permitted by the table. It's very important that you do not overload your boxes. You actually will create more damage to the conductors and create more heat. So make sure you size the box accordingly. Now, we have to take into account box fill. So when we talk about sub-rule A, 2A, it talks about we have to count one insulated conductor if the box contains one or more fixtures, studs, or hickeys. That would be, for example, if you have a heavy luminaire where it has to be suspended by the box itself. That hickey is considered one insulated conductor because of its size. Sub-rule B, we have to take one insulated conductor for every pair of connectors with insulated caps. No deduction for one conductor connector, and deduct one insulated conductor for 2 or 3 connector, 2 insulated conductors for 4 or 5. So what that's referring to is, obviously these wire nuts right here take up room within the box. So sub-rule B helps you out to determine how many conductors you have to add for these wire nuts. So we've got 3 wire nuts in this example, and what does it say? Deduct 1 insulated conductor for 2 or 3 connectors. So because we have 3 wire nuts, this would count as 1 additional wire. Sub-rule C, 2 insulated conductors if the box contains 1 or more flush mount device on a single strap. Now, unfortunately, my receptacle is over in that other table, but if we were installing a receptacle here, one moment, my trusty camera person is coming over. Thank you very much. If we are going to be installing a receptacle on this box, it is saying we have to take into account, we have to add 2 extra conductors because of this device. Reason being, as you can see, it takes up size. So it's going to take up room within the box. Next, sub-rule 3. Where a box contains a device having a dimension greater than 2.54 centimeters, that's for example a dimmer, we have to use this formula, which is 32 centimeters multiplied by the depth of the device. We're going to be showing an example very briefly on the next slide where we are using a dimmer of a certain size, and we have to calculate the box fill. So a key table to remember is tables 22 and 23. We'll be discussing that very shortly. But however, over here on this example, because we have 3 white conductors, that counts as 3 conductors. 3 black conductors, that counts as another 3. We're up to 6. 3 wire nuts, that counts as 1 more, so that's 7. So if you ever have to do box fill calculation, it's 7 conductors multiplied by whatever the wire size table is. Anyway, we'll come back shortly with a calculation. Have a good